And away we go. Hello, hello everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. I'm very hot, even though I don't think I should be. But I think the sun's barreling down right on me. Okay. Hello. Hello. All right. Well, welcome everybody who's here. I'll go ahead and switch up the music a little bit. And make sure everything's good. We'll do that. With some upbeat 80s pop tunes to start off the day before we go into the droney stuff. Try to keep the energy up as we problem solve. Once again, the first act of this script. So, if you were here yesterday, you definitely saw me struggling towards the end of the day. Just trying to figure out what to do with the D&D scene at the beginning. So, we're going to get started there and hopefully make some breakthroughs. I did some preemptive stuff earlier today too, so hopefully that'll kick us off to a good start and try to keep breaking the story on this. And then maybe a little bit later, we'll play some World of Horror. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. Because this script and I are fighting so much, we'll also be starting the day off strong. So, just to kind of loosen up the brain muscles. All right, well, let's go ahead and get going. Cool. All right. Lols indeed. Lols while we drink the pain away. All right. It feels early. It definitely feels early to be doing this. And I have tea on the way anyway. All right. So we were kind of trying to figure out, as I was breaking down the, let's see, is it my sequence outline? I think it is, yeah. We ended up going through the punk show because we have the D&D night and the punk show. That's going to be kind of our big set pieces for the first act. And we're going back and doing this because I'm kind of fledgling with what to do with certain things in the second act. So, or at least what I call is part 2 and part 3, because I separate the second act into 2 parts. Might as well, I kind of write in a weird way in 4 acts. 4 equal acts. It's how I think about it, but you can call it a second act. It's the same thing. So, yeah, we ended up seeing the punk show, and there's a lot going on there in the punk show. So there's plenty of drama to play with. And dramatic tension to kind of, because a lot of the internal lives of these characters is just as important as the sort of, that's going to kind of try and carry us through, we don't want them it's just kids doing kid things with very simple goals, like college kids doing college kid things with very simple goals while essentially a thing is out killing them. We want to try to, at least what I'm going to try to do is, make them a little bit deeper and kind of be in line with themes of depression and despair, and kind of try to weave that in with the sort of slasher chassis that we're trying to construct this on. So anyway, so we've got the punk show, and I think there's plenty, as my cat just creeped in like a stalker. The door groans, and the giant orange tabby enters. Unbeknownst to streaming writer, his claws wrap around my throat. All right, I can tell what kind of day it's gonna be. All right, buddy. But what we're trying to figure out here is what we can say about our functionally the two main leads. And maybe that's a problem in of itself, having the kind of two leads of the story being in the same scene together instead of splitting them up. But for now, we'll roll with it, and then if that doesn't work, we'll have to go back and fix it. Because we kind of have two set pieces, A set piece, B set piece. The B set piece has a ton of shit going on, and it's going to be more informing to the relationships later. The A set piece, which is our main characters, that's where we're struggling, and that's because we need to say some things about the characters, who they are, what they're struggling with, what their goals are, and it also needs to be entertaining and quick. Because we're going to try to make sure that the whole first act is 25 or less pages. We want to keep it real tight. So I went through this morning and tried to this isn't going to be like actual pages, but I just started writing it out, trying to just initially write the scene as it would play out, leading into and what the D&D night might look like. So I wanted to give, just a cute little thing here. And apparently it's cute when Bailey sexually harasses her boyfriend. That's cute, right? Just being overall creepy, but in a cute way. Because that's a thing that couples do, right? Weird couples, maybe, but they do it. While we cut back and forth, and what we're trying to set up here is the fact that Kyle might not be quite as interested in hanging out with his best friends, including his current girlfriend, Bailey, who's our lead, and trying to set up the fact that he might be kind of trying to separate himself a little bit, even subconsciously separate himself from that friend group. So he's going to a concert. He's going to a punk show. One that we know that Bailey's best friend, Polly, that we've renamed, is going to. So what we've got here is, let's see, Cameron, DM for the players. So we know we got Bailey, Tamara, and Megan, with digs about Kyle ditching out. Bailey and Kyle before he leaves. So that's kind of what we're working on right here. Needs to be cute, but with tension of him ditching. So like here, we cut back to the kitchen. Bailey turns Kyle towards her. Play with us tonight. And then he says, you got me tickets to the show. I know, but I think it's hurting Cameron's feelings. So this might already be too on the nose. It's very possible that it's already too on the nose. But we also have to remember that we don't have a lot of time. But maybe there's a more elegant way to do this. Let's see. Kitchen. Kyle washes dishes in the sink. Bailey moves behind him. Hey, babe. Bailey starts. We'll see if we need like something. Let's see. Cute nickname. Not babe. Mainly because I hate when people say that. I don't know why. I'm just not a fan of it. Hey, babe. Babes. What's going on, babes? I don't know. I can't disassociate it from that. All right. And here we go. So hey, cute nickname. And then she starts grabbing and groping him while he cleans the dishes. Hey, stop that. I'm going to drop something. Keep going. And then does, creep voice. Turns me on watching a pretty thing like you clean. Automatically creepy means southern, apparently. just giving you a little of my southern hospitality. So fucked up. All right. And then he laughs. Jesus. Bailey leans up and kisses him. Living room. Bailey leans up and kisses him. We then cut back to the living room. And oh, do you now? I mean, it's just going to devolve to me mimicking like Trey Parker's voice that he does for Cartman when Cartman's like doing his Southern gentleman. Tell me more about what you mean about student athletes. I have a friend I do have a friend who can do a great Southern belle, like spot on Southern belle. So it always makes me laugh when she does that. The door opens again as Cameron builds his DM fort. Tamara enters with Megan in tow. Hello, I am here. Which is something, because we kind of have that Tamara's kind of the socially awkward while being aloof to how socially awkward they are. Cameron, that you are. Hey, Cameron. You're finally going to play with. So we're establishing, and we'll probably establish earlier. So this might, we can probably nix a line like this. But we're trying to keep it pretty quick, back and forth, back and forth. But, let's see here. Megan realizes he ditched work for a punk show. Bailey enjoys Twilight. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because that's in the original script, too. Gotta acknowledge that Twilight is a thing. And popular. And popular amongst people who, like their trash, and Twilight is no worse than many others. It was Lindsay Ellis who made me feel terrible for how I acted in college for that, because it's true, we were way too hard on those books compared to all the other trash literature out there. The imprinting's weird. I stand by that. Anyway, so we got Bailey turns Kyle towards her. So maybe this is, yeah, we left them off. I mean, we do want Bailey. Bailey's kind of bubbly and fun and likes to have a good time, but I like to think she's a little bit, she doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of the kind of character we want a little bit. She can be pretty direct. She may not be completely direct with her own feelings, but she can be, she's going to be a little bit more direct and say what she means to people. Even if she doesn't, where she's interesting is she is not even aware the things that, the subtext of her dialogue is from stuff that she may not even directly be aware of that she's doing, almost like subconsciously acting. So maybe it works to just have her, we just get right to it. Bailey turns, play with us tonight. He points out a contradiction, which is the taste of the show. I'm not sure I'm wild about that. And then we directly say, I think it's hurting Cameron's feelings. So we're going to imply that in the opening scene. So if we go back to this was just some stuff I was writing down for kind of restructuring the opening. All this will probably, will be rewritten once I actually get to pages and things like that. We kind of try to subtly imply that Cameron, he's not dirty. Cameron's not the kind of dude who's going to come out and directly say it, but it hurts his feelings that his buddy's been ditching, going pretty much. It's not so much ditching. He's just been prioritizing other things in his life than playing D&D and hanging out. So we've got, let's see, what are you up to tonight? The tea's almost here. How about that? Voila. All right. There are drinks. Tea! Drinks. Okay, hold on one second. I'll go get it. I'll go get the tea. What? Okay, now that we're hydrated and lubed up. Huzzah. All right. Back to it. Back at it. All right. Yeah, see, we've got thought you were working, and we've got him ditching the show. We might just ditch him ditching. It's almost unnecessary. That might be a carryover from the initial draft that's just kind of not really doing much. in the way of helping or adding tension. I think I'd initially built in kind of, you know, he was like go nowhere, does nothing, kind of starting to build his life that way, but we don't even really need to think about him that hard. So, yeah, maybe we just ditch all that. So we'll write down in the notes here. Just make it simple, simple, simple. Let's have Kyle not be not ditch work. All right. And of course, for anybody who's watching, if you're writing anything and working on stuff, feel free to, you know, chime in, tell us what you're working on if you would like. No pressure though, of course. Let's have Kyle not ditch work instead. Yeah. Nix the whole thing. So when we go back up here to our initial intros, we'll just nix. Oh, we gotta read it. That's Polly now. Polly. All right. Start on Megan. Doing something. No longer pissed at Kyle. Don't need it. All right. Just doing a thing. Though we should imply that was doing a little, at least in terms of like world building, was implying that Kyle worked at the hookah bar. So, I mean, we can press that in some dialogue, just so how they, it just lays the groundwork for how they know each other. Homage. Kyle working. Or maybe, I know I had the image of showing Kyle coming back and Cameron playing Guitar Hero because we start on the train, but now we don't really have. Because now I'm wondering, what if we don't start there? What if we start? Because then, you know, the easiest answer is why not have Kyle be at the hookah bar, right? As we're introing the characters, if he works there, just nix to just boop, just put him there. It shows it. It's simple. It's easy. So, Interesting. Well, because we end the intro scenes with Desi, who's our sort of ghostly presence, the haunting of the past for Bailey. She gets run over by the train, and then the Traveler arrives on the train, but we've delayed the Traveler, at least as we've been reworking it, we've delayed the Traveler not arriving at the start of the movie, but that a triggering event happens that he arrives. Which is interesting. But then we do the same thing where we skip and don't show the triggering event actually occur. We imply it later. See, it's a mess. The whole thing's a mess. The whole damn script's a mess. Because the moment you start, because now we're jumping, you don't want to jump around a lot and overly complicate things, and try to have characters, you know, build characters, build the world. hopping back and forth, or doing too much hopping back and forth if it's not doing anything for us. Unless there's a very specific reason to do it. You know, hangout movies and things like that can get away with it because it's kind of what those scenes are about. And I did initially write it trying to make it a little bit of a hangout movie, or just having kids hanging out and then they kind of encounter this sort of slasher scenario. But as I said, doing three things: hangout movie, slasher movie, cosmic horror. It's a lot. And it's a lot to have in like an 85-page thing. Not saying it can't happen. But are we good enough to make that work? You can always write it. It's just to make it, does it actually work? Does the thing sort of flow? Is it, you know? And that's the trouble here. I think that's actually probably what's hanging me up the most right now about this, is as I kind of break it down, look at the sort of structure of the original draft and start moving things around, you can see why I did things the way I did in the initial draft. It's just that those things didn't really work. Or they slowed things down a lot. They made the first act really, really long. So now it's, you know, how do we bring all this stuff? How do we bring it all around? You know. I mean, we finally got kind of how the monster works. Well, the slasher turned into cosmic hive mind-esque. Hive mind that's a good word to put on it, because I was actually having a hard time trying to figure out how I would describe it. Kind of what I'm doing, and it's abstracted, but it is functionally a hive mind. It operates in that way. It's like a hive mind of depression under the illusion of sexual and emotional fulfillment. All right, so Okay, what if we have the train opening monologue. And then we smash cut to train opening monologue, then we smash cut to... What do we smash cut to? It's a tricky shot, if you think about it, but we still get the smash cut to severed arm at the side of the tracks. Train passing, jib up to school building. I'm trying to think how realistic that is, because I think the school I went to, I think there were a few buildings that were directly visible from the train tracks. Usually they have a lot of like administrative buildings and things, kind of like, or like the greenhouse and stuff was always by the train tracks. But I think there is a few cases where some of the buildings were close to the train tracks. I think, if I'm remembering my campus, actually, this is where everybody can find out where I went to school. Although it looks different now, because now there's like a giant parking lot. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let's see. I tried to reset the browser thing. Did that work? Oh, it did. Cool. They have a campus map from 2008. Let me see the picture. Let me see the picture. Can I zoom in on that, or they're making this really hard? And that's yes, the move-in day interactive map. I hate you all. It's like this is where they're like, download the Campus University app, and you're like, I hate you. I don't want to do that. Oh, that's Pueblo. That's not. That's not what we're looking at. Okay, if I recall. Okay, this is a little bit better. Training center. Braden. Oh, that's Braden, Newsom, Edward. Okay, it's all Edward stuff. Oh, they put a field there. Weird. Okay. South College Avenue. I bet you... There's the station. Oh, yeah, because they installed a light rail there. That was after my time. Yeah, I was down. Oh, yeah, they have a Canvas Stadium now. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the Oval. So it's not too far from the Oval. Yeah, so it would be a route here. So yeah, we got fields, there's the station, the Glenn Morris Field House. You know, got like the big, yeah, this is the Clark buildings, animal science, behavior, that's all center. So the train would have been, it's Laurel. Occupational there. It's either on this side, or, I don't know if that's the street. Oh no, that's the, is that the access road? Oh, you're making this so hard, Google. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's at the edge of the map. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Now that we know how campus looks. Yeah, Glen Morris Field. Oh, Alder Hall. Okay. Sage Hall. Yeah, Pruitt Hall. Okay, so there's some halls there. Which are generally like... Yeah. Okay, so we could actually have them on their way to campus. You know. If they would live in the dorms at this point, they're not going to be freshmen. Some of them are, like, in charge of the... Yeah, Glenmore's Field House. Oh, vocational education. Okay, so there's buildings. Yeah, we can maybe get away with it. All right. Okay, so. All right, so maybe train opening montage, smash cut to severed arm at the side of the tracks, train passing, jib up. Jib up to school building. And then, first off, we're kind of moving away from so that moves the scene between Polly and Bailey early. Bailey and Polly exit. But so we lose a little bit of that, but that's fine. I mean, how much do we really care that much about, like, whoa, they killed the main character? You know, at this point we could play it off that we're not sure who the main character is, although you're going to assume it's Bailey because it's one of the first characters we see if we go with this breakdown. So exit and have their scene, and then we go from there to Hookah Bar, which is technically establishing that as a location, which is good to have. So, because we want to start having kind of like the lay of the land, so we're not thrown into like anything weird. So we're starting to see the key areas we're gonna be in for the latter part of the movie. It's sort of establishing a topography. All right, then we go to Hookah Bar. And there we actually have Kyle and Megan working. Tamara and James. Yeah, Tamara and James, and that scene ensues. And then we follow and give Kyle stuff to do during all this. Doing all this. Then we move. We follow Kyle home to apartment. I should just put his, for now, we'll just put his Cameron's apartment because he's going to be... Because Kyle ain't going to live too long. Don't have long to live, Kyle. All right, Cameron's apartment. And then we have... Kyle arriving. Kyle, no! What did Kyle ever do to you? He was a figment of my imagination, and I murdered him. Cruelly. And with prejudice. Just imagine that scene from Apocalypse Now plays in my brain every time I sit there and decide to murder a character. I just have 4 different people in my brain that are like playing recordings or like, this man has to die. Or this person must die. For reasons. For geopolitical reasons in my brain. Alright, so Kyle arrives. And then we get the Kyle and Cameron scene. So we've flipped it a little bit. So now we've gone from campus to Hookah Bar, back to the apartment, and then cues the main set piece of the first act, which means we essentially have a scene, and we can end on a little bit of a tag there. And the tag is, of course, going to be some kind of king. Some king. A king shows up. A king shows up and just starts, telling everybody what to do. It's a new movie. All right, so some sort of dispute. Occurs next door. Maybe some screaming. I mean, something weird that's just like, that actually is kind of unsettling. So we've kind of got this like, we open on the whole arm thing, so we're already getting like a, oh, something messed up is happening here, and that actually gives us a good reason for the Hookah Bar have someone mention that another. I mean, we pretty much, I'm trying to think. Back then, we didn't really call them transients at that point. It was straight up just like train hopper. Yeah, a train hopper got run over. So, because that shit used to happen all the time in real life. And sometimes they weren't particularly good at cleaning it up. So, sometimes you stumble on some shit. Some sort of dispute occurs next door. Scream. I mean, it could be something really freaky, like clawing on the walls, like scraping. Scraping on the walls. Something just really, really off-putting. And that's kind of the that'll give us maybe something a little bit more. Doesn't need to be big. Flickering lights. I mean, it could be tropey. Something along those lines. But anyway, it's our sort of uncanny. Our insight. You know how there's the inciting incident? That's the inciting incident of the uncanny. Then we go to... So if we go that way, then we go to D&D Night. So, record drop. Record drop. Cameron puts on, I don't know, something probably either Zeppelin or Uriah Heep, maybe, you know, just like general, like nerd classic rock, you know, when you're singing about wizards and dragons and shit. Yeah, it's like Zeppelin's Misty Mountain Hop or something like that. Record drop. Cameron puts Zeppelin on Uriah Heep as he preps the game. That gives us what we were writing beforehand. We're just kind of like processing it out, trying to figure out what the dealio is. Okay. Okay. Zeppelin, are you right? Busy preps the game. Bailey shows up. And we get Bailey and Kyle being cute. Hey, Yesiah, how's it going? It's going well. We're still working on this opening act to try to inform kind of what's going to happen in the second one, but I'm feeling pretty good about what's going on. Switching some things around, how things are happening. So that's good. How's it going with you? How's your story? Your Superman, your Superman fighting Chucky. Messiah story. Hopefully the writing is going well. Alright, so we've got Bailey shows up and we get Bailey and Kyle being cute. And then we have Tamara and Megan show up. You're at an impasse. Oh, well, that's dramatic. What kind of impasse? If you don't mind my asking. And of course, always feel free to, share what you're comfortable with. Tamara and Megan show up. Tamara and Megan show up, and Cameron attempts to. Ooh, who's this? Nom Nom Sideso? Oh, Nom Nom said so. Hello. Yes, we are. We're writing a slasher film. Well, writing a second draft of a slasher film right now. So we're restructuring a bunch of things, moving things around, changing characters, just full page one rewrite. But welcome. Hopefully you enjoy the stream, and yeah, we pretty much just chill, listen to music. What's the thing to the right? That is my notes. I'm literally just... It's my spitball page. It's my page where I just write a bunch of nonsense in no particular order. As I slowly try to suss out what I'm doing. And then on the left is just a sort of temp page. That I essentially write a scene that's not really designed to be the scene, but for me to just kind of work through some ideas. It's generally how I work. Just work through some ideas. You don't write a scene outline? It's kind of what it is to a degree. I do generally write like treatments, so I'll write like certain types of treatments, breakdowns, beats, things like that. But we're not really there right now. So, and I don't generally, I'm not a huge outliner. I'll do like I oftentimes actually do outlines more on second drafts, like what we're doing now. I'll have a general idea, and I'll kind of plot point ideas, and then I kind of go from there, see where the story and the characters take it, and then I go back and restructure and try to condense, refine, see what works, see what doesn't work, things like that. It's a much messier way of working, but I just, for whatever reason, I've never been able to outline. If it's probably why having writing partners would be insufferable with me. Because everyone I know who writes with a writing partner, they need their outlines. Because you can't just make a discovery and go, I'm gonna go this way now, and then your writing partners will damn it, we discussed this, because he's writing, or they're writing, whatever pages down the road. But yeah, it's just kind of whatever process works for you. All right. I was thinking of implementing a zombie character. Okay, cool. I mean, I'm all into the existential nightmare of what it would be to be undead. So I'm using classic monsters and superheroes to create something new. Cool. Yeah. I mean, that would be rad. Maybe I'll go with Batman meets a zombie. A rich man creates a reanimation position so he becomes a zombie. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you were already kind of talking about having a Frankenstein-esque villain, so it's on theme. It's definitely on theme with what you're trying to do. Okay. So, let's see here. What do we got? Kind of arriving. That's right. So yeah, we've switched things up. Tamara and Megan show up. With Cameron, and we need to have a little bit. This is where we have a little bit of the confrontation where Bailey, it needs to probably be directly said. Needs to directly address Kyle's lack of interest in hanging with their friend group. Just so we're generally clear with kind of the relationships here. It might be a little blunt and a little heavy-handed, but for now, we can leave that there. Now you need more classic monsters. You could. I mean, bring in, the Wolfman. You could do the Mummy. You probably want to do something different with the Mummy, though. The Mummy is kind of... the Mummy as a monster itself hasn't aged super well, but it's still kind of interesting. It really, a mummy is just a zombie, kind of. It's just a supernatural wizard zombie. So, I'm trying to think, what other classic monsters are there? Yes, the weremunk. I remember we talked about the weremunk. That's cool. Yeah, weremunk. Oops. Whoops. There we go. All right, we'll switch back to our preview pages here. The whole monk that turns into a monkey. Yeah, I dig that. It's fun. It's just fun. It's a little bit. It's cheeky, but it's fun. Okay. So that's how we... Oh, burn victim's kind of interesting. Yeah. It's a little bit... Yeah, I could see doing something interesting with that. Maybe, it's hard to sense how it would, kind of give you powers. And then you're kind of treading into Two-Face territory a little bit there. But covered in bandages, that's cool. Oh, you know what? I mean, he's not really a classic monster, but the Invisible Man's always fun. Someone who's invisible. There's something always deeply, deeply disturbing about that monster to me, because it is kind of says a lot about anonymity and people thinking that they can do things with. They're kind of immune to any kind of repercussions. The Human Torch meets the Mummy. That would be kind of cool. That's really cool. I dig that. That's a cool idea. Burn victim with the power of fire. That's dope. I'm into it. They need to directly address Kyle's lack of interest in hanging with their friend group. Okay. All right. The door opens again. Yeah. So while that's being addressed, we kind of... We have Cameron say something here, like... Maybe something a little petty and passive aggressive. We've kind of established that he's at least here, you know, he's hurt and he's, you know, we all know how nerds can be sometimes. They can be a little petty and passive aggressive. Say something to Kyle. Passive aggressive, and something that people can understand where they don't need to be like experts in D&D to understand it. So maybe keep your character on standby, or you want to toss it. And then, you know, and that's pretty good. That gets to kind of the heart of the matter a little bit. You know, kind of almost like tossing that, not just the character, but the activity. It works. And then we've got, let's say something petty and passive aggressive. Should I keep your character on standby, or you want to toss it? Maybe Kyle's not sure how to respond to that, because he himself he hasn't really made a decision. He's pulled away, looking at other interests. He's growing into something else. Unsure. Yeah, I definitely think it would be better if he actually doesn't respond. Because we know he never makes it home. You know, he gets killed, so it kind of gives you that lingering lack of closure that we kind of want. But for both Cameron and for Bailey. We know it comes... Bailey's going to have it too, but it'll come from Kyle as well. Or from Cameron as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm play with this. Yeah. Oh, damn it. I keep doing it wrong. You should be shocked that I use this program. I somehow mess it up all the time. Yeah, okay, this was our, okay, yeah. This was our main one. Okay, cool. Cameron DMs. Alright, so we're kind of getting something here. And then we've got... unsure of how to respond. Maybe doesn't. And then leaves. So, that's it. That's how we leave our... That's the intro for it. And we just kind of go off and leaves, and we leave this part of the scene. This part of the scene off. This sort of maybe disappointed looks. Bailey, Cameron. Okay, then bam. Now we follow Kyle. So we go to the punk show. Boom. Then we've got some of the stuff that we were already talking about with the punk show. So we've got all that stuff kind of listed out here. Like, I'm thinking the bandages are made of something that keeps him from turning to fire. I don't know. I kind of like, yeah. I not that the bandages are saving him. It's just that he ignites. Like, I don't know. His skin has absorbed the fire somehow. I don't know why it's making me think of, because I'm pretty sure that's kind of the thing for V for Vendetta, right? Is that he burned down everything, like burned down the research facility, and escapes. But I think his like whole body is covered in burns like that. But there's like that great image of him just like he's on fire, like emerging from the research facility. I just like the idea that his bandages just burn off and he's literally just a torch. I don't know. It looks cool. It's cinematic. It's neat. Alright, so we go to the punk show. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is where, so we probably have follow Kyle. So Kyle shows up and meets up with Polly and her punk band friends. And then we got the whole thing with James there, and kind of doing James is there doing his pickup artist bullshit, and making a fool of himself. Actually, now that I've got this, I'll probably just make these beats. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. All right, so then we'll get into kind of already kind of tell the things are getting flirty a little bit. Kyle doesn't handle it well, prompting Polly to leave with another, perhaps older partner for the evening. Kyle may be getting drunk and feeling bad about himself. Yeah, all right. All right, so we'll probably leave this scene off where it shows up. The band goes, let's see, the bank. You know, the bank. The bank shows up at the punk show and just goes off on everybody. The bank. The band, goddammit. The band. The band shows up and starts playing. And when it does, maybe we see Polly and Kyle. You know, it looks like it's just an accident, but maybe it's subconscious. Kyle get closer together. Off. Closer together. Accident or subconscious. Maybe they look at each other. And then we go off that, because that's spelling trouble. We already know. That's building our tension right there. We see it. We kind of are like, uh-oh. We kind of know where this might go. No bueno. Then we go back to D&D night. Here's where we got to really start fleshing out what we're doing here with these scenes. Let's see. Furutza might be my fire mummy thing's name. Did I say that? Furutza? Furutza. Sounds feminine, so I might have her be female. Gonna give Aegon a robot army. Oh man, he's gonna have an army. Just, I guess Superman kind of has the the Supermen or whatever. Gonna give Aegon a robot army called the Aegon Knights. I mean, I just like anything called this and then Knights is always fun, Yeah. Or Knights this, like Knights Templar, It's always, those are always fun. I enjoy that he's got a robot army though. That's pretty intense. All right. But I do like Farutza is a good name. I think that's cool. I dig that. I'm into that character now. I just think that's fire mummy. That's cool. I like it. Okay, back to the D&D night. So this needs to be like in the action or something like that. So, and we can't. The hard thing is building tension, and it becomes a commentary. Like the way the Duffer Brothers did it with Stranger Things it is a really good, it's a smart way to do D&D. It's a meta commentary / premonition of what's to come. And kind of like it telegraphs. And you do understand it. They're fighting this demon. So, I mean, we can lift that and try to do something similar if we wanted to. Even though we've kind of established that we have a new player that we can kind of play with, but I'm trying to think. The problem is, what are we saying? Because we need to say something about these characters very specifically. And quickly. I need a name for the monkey thing. It needs to sound original. Weremunk. Oh, for like what it actually is, like what you would call it. I need a name for the monkey thing. Weremunk, not so much. Yeah, but Weremunk there's a charm to Weremunk. The monkey. It's hard not to like just start pulling from like the Monkey King a little bit, or like martial art monkey stuff. That's a good question. It's difficult. Yeah, what would you call? What would you call a weremunk? Someone a monk who transforms into a monkey. I mean, it's hard. It's hard not to think weremunk. Even if you do come up with a name that's not weremunk, someone should absolutely call him a weremunk, or call them a weremunk. Absolutely. So we could have a high tension D&D night. So something. I know in the original script, the first draft of the script, I have a whole thing about whether or not I think it had something to do. I think we I don't remember what it was. It had something to do with like constructs, whether or not constructs have souls, and that might just be too technical. It's just too technical. Yeah, it's people fight the monster, roll the dice to fight the monster. Like what existential questions like do constructs have souls is just too deep. Might be too deep in the mud for that to make sense. Yeah. Let's see here. I have Yesiah, Aegon, and Ferruza. Those names are cool. Soon I will have something cool. Yeah, soon you have... I mean, yeah, you're doing a great job coming up with cool names because all of those names rock. So, I have the utmost faith in you that you will come up with an equally cool name for the deserved... a deserved good name for the Weremog. Let's see. Alright, yeah, so that's, yeah, it was constructs having, yeah, it's too much. It's too deep. Too deep. So battle. What's gonna telegraph what we're doing here? Makes sense for Stranger Things because that's ultimately what that show comes down to, is fighting. Fighting essentially a Lovecraftian monster at the end. This is a little bit different. This is a little bit more cosmic. I mean, I guess it's cosmic in that one too, but it's this one's a little bit more about like identity and maybe like a selling your soul, maybe selling your soul to the devil a little bit, like that kind of thing, without it being too much like moralizing. I don't want to moralize it too much. But maybe something like that. Let's see here. I'm thinking something. What is that? Houdinish? Something that says monk and escape artist. Oh, Houdini. Oh, got it. Sorry. Houdini-ish. Okay, yeah. Something Houdini-ish says something monk and escape artist. That's true. What was his actual name? I do love the name Houdini. I mean, like that, when he came up with that name, he must have been like, I found the perfect name. Harry Houdini. Was his actual name? Oh, it was Harry Houdini. Oh, for some reason I always thought he came up with that name. No kidding. Wild. Talk about having. Maybe we're just too. Oh, he was born Eric Whites. That's it. He was born Eric Whites. And his pseudonym is a reference to his spiritual master, French magician Robert Houdin. Oh, interesting. Jean Eugene Robert Houdin was a watchmaker, magician, and illusionist. Widely recognized the father of the modern style of conjuring. Oh, interesting. He was transformed magic from a pastime for the lower classes, seen at fairs, to an entertainment for the wealthy. Which he offered in a theater open to Paris, a legacy preserved by a tradition of modern magicians who perform in tales. Interesting. I'm actually gonna save that. I didn't know he had a spiritual. I didn't know he had a spiritual master, but that's kind of cool. Ashtek. Is that What's that? Ashtek. I mean, that's cool. Yeah. Ashtek. I dig that. I dig that. Aztec would be, yeah. Oh, like Aztec. Okay, yeah. Aztec. That's cool. That's a good name. Yeah, I think that's a good name. All right. Battle or choice? So what's like a good distilled point in a fantasy narrative? Battle or choice? see. Trying to like pull from things from like Conan and stuff. Contemplate this on the Tree of Woe. So some easily understandable D&D scenario. Likely with Bailey being the one who has to make the choice or be the center of it. Just to bring focus back on her. Question is, we can't technically use. I mean, we probably have them fighting some kind of hive mind thing. So in modern 5th edition standards, let's go and say something similar to the Oblex. And it's stealing their likenesses and they're stealing their memories. I mean, that's what the Oblex does in 5th edition. It's stealing their memories and lives into a kind of hive mind. And maybe Bailey's character is faced off with a former lover, party member, etc. Bailey must make a choice. And we can get some good comedy bits from Megan, informing them that she has no clue what a lot of this means. Kind of like your first time playing and you're thrown in a campaign that has like a lot of context as well as like a game that you've never learned before. So we can get some good, maybe some good humor out of there. And then what do we get? Huh. All right. There's no clue what a lot of this means. Maybe we end on Cameron calling for a smoke break. And then this brings us outside. So Cameron calling for a smoke break as a kind of cliffhanger. You can see Bailey contemplating her choice. Contemplating her dilemma, whatever the specifics of that dilemma wind up to be. And then we have And then that's what gets us outside. And from there, we can either go directly to Cameron getting high, and Tamara and Megan smoking, and lead into the next door neighbors appearing. Next door neighbor Chris, and the meth head Steve. Or, and that could be a good break, a good cutback break to go back to the punk show. And we head back to the punk show. Back at the punk show. I mean, keeping the pace up. Open on a Polly. Grabbing Kyle into a corner. And they start making out. Maybe James sees this. James sees this and gets... Maybe gets jealous. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe he... I mean, knowing James, he might... Yeah, he's supposed to be doing the whole pickup artist thing. Maybe he sees this and it pushes him ever further to embarrassing heights. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. All right. Then what? Then what? Then what do we do? Polly push. Polly pushes Kyle back. Gives him the finger and says she wants him. Kyle. Perhaps at this point, Kyle kind of cowers. Through. Yeah, he wouldn't be thinking things through, but... Maybe he actually just doesn't know what he wants. Kyle cowers. I know what he wants. It's like the do you burn the character or keep it? He's not sure. He can't commit to anything. Kyle cowers, unsure of what he wants. Can't commit. and the music's over. Oh no. Maybe we'll go over to our creepy drones here for a bit. Here we go. All right. Pushes cow back. Gives him the finger and says she wants them. Cow cowers unsure. Response can't commit. Maybe she gets pushy after admitting her feelings, possibly. And feels rejected. Alright, we go back to D&D night. And so when we come back to this, it'll either be when they're at the beginning of the scene or something like that. Okay, maybe here we get Steve tries to sell the D&D nerds some meth, which of course they decline. In which case Steve gets paranoid and Chris tries to defuse the situation, but in a threatening manner. So essentially trying to be like, hey, don't fucking tell anybody about this kind of thing. You know? I mean, because he's essentially kind of street guy, gangster dude. And maybe at this point we kind of... All right. Some math. Now how do we... Let's see here. It's kind of where we need to, because at this point... We have a scene introducing Shayla. We can do it without having it visibly be her. Because if she's going to be the trigger for the Traveler to show up, what is the trigger? And is the trigger subconscious? Which I think it should be. I think initially should be an unconscious trigger that happens. Or do we keep it completely removed? Like it's completely removed. This might be a little too David Lynchy, but boy, can David Lynch get people to scream. What if it's just a scream? Just a weird scream that happens. So they're out there trying to defuse the situation, even though being a little like aggro with them about it. The bedroom window above slammed shut. Actually, might be kind of interesting. Bedroom window above slammed shut. And this is key. We'll have a shadow of a figure. A shadow essentially watches them from behind the glass in a dark room. I mean, that's kind of creepy. And weird. So they try and diffuse the situation. Maybe I also have Chris. Chris has bandages on his arms. So we have hints of violence, but the violence doesn't necessarily only go one way. Interesting. Steve tries to sell. Yep. Declines. The standoff between them is broken by a baby scream followed by an inhuman or terrifying scream. The sound between them is broken. Standoff between them is broken by a baby scream followed by a terrifying scream from whoever. It'd be a terrifying scream from Shayla, we know, but we don't know who that is yet. From Shayla. And maybe, just to accent that with a little bit more thing, maybe hints of a fire from the room. So we hear screams and then flickering, like, orange and red light. And we get a little thing where Chris essentially panicked. Chris tells them not to call cops, fire department. And they run inside. Off one more terrifying scream. That's when we go to the train. train carrying the so we like off. We have a scream. We even match the sound. Scream to train horn. Off one more terrifying scream into train horn. Cut to sort of like a, maybe even like kind of a drone shot kind of thing. Drone shot. Flyover of a train. Train. Cutting through the town. Drone shot flyover of a train cutting through the town, and the lone figure hops off. Then we go back to the punk show. Okay. Polly leaves with an older looking man in what is for sure a self-destructive decision. James approaches Kyle, who drinks at the stand-up bar. Also self-destructing. Just with booze. This will be here where... And we'll have James, and he'll talk him. Just happened. Okay. Maybe throw down some nonsense of his that is, you know, pickup artist nonsense that's not going to make any sense, you know. Probably, you know, the kind of thing that's just talking about, like, the biological imperative or something, you know. Like, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Be shitty. Because it's, you know, it's normal. It's normal male behavior. It's what makes you a man. You know, that kind of crap. This is where the traveler appears within the crowd. And then this is where we lead into the stalking, where it begins to stalk them home. And so we'll build to appears in the crowd. James at some point to take a leak or leave. Kyle. We gotta have Kyle just want to get that last one, that last bit, that last shot. Or actually, you know what? Maybe they go out for a cigarette. They go out. Yeah. They go out for a smoke. I'm just going to continue talking. James absolutely is smoking a cigar instead of a cigarette because he has to. He's those people, man. Those people you see at bars that stand outside and like light up a cigar that they like put out and relight. They're a type, man. It's a type. They go out for a smoke and continue talking. James absolutely smoking a cigar. Leaving, we see the traveler off in the distance. Moving towards the bar. Or towards the house. Bar. Place. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's see, back inside. Then we'll go. James will go take a leak while Kyle drinks more. So we're really hammering home that he's kind of. It's the only way he knows how to deal with what's happening. Traveler. And here we'll have the Traveler lurk. Okay. All right. Then we go back to the D&D night, perhaps. Back inside. Sitting at the D&D table. Maybe. Maybe let's have the game has been derailed. Screams and shouts and sounds of violence and maybe even some light supernatural sounds. Come from next door. Deliberating eventually comes to an boop, boop, boop. Discussion eventually comes to an end when they decide to call the cops. And we should probably have that be Bailey who really pushes for that, or Bailey who decides that, you know, gets them to do it. And we'll have Cameron actually kind of be more upset that the game is derailed, that like essentially his fantasy outlet keeps getting fucked up by essentially inconvenient truths. Essentially that his friend is, in a way, he is breaking up with his best friend. and the chaotic and cruel realities of his own environment push in on his fantasy time. So maybe we have him reacting to that a little bit. Call the cops. Punk show. Alright, that's where we get to do some creepy stuff. But before we go do anything creepy, I'm gonna go use the restroom, and I'll be right back. Okay, alright, and we're back. We are back. And just like that, we are back. And we're going to have another one. You know, just don't drink and write all the time, that's for sure. But sometimes. It's the end of the week. I have a long work week coming up, so just gonna go ahead and treat myself. All right. Okay, so yeah, we go back to the punk show. Of course. Hello, buddy. Hello, Shmoo. All right. More upset that the game is derailed. So yeah, we go that. Then we go back to the punk show. Now this is where we kind of construct a... try and construct... You know, the stalker. This is the stalker part. This is the part where we the sort of quote-unquote fun part of the horror movies where you essentially cat and mouse it. So yep. The Traveler lurks. So that's where we left that off. Maybe Kyle does one too many. And he gets sick. Now, maybe it's easier for him. He just heads for the door. Heads for the door and rushes outside. James rushes outside and pukes his brains out. You know, and maybe this is where we can give Kyle a good moment of reflection where he's really it's a moment of reflection. The reality he doesn't want to face. Oh, Kyle. I know. Kyle's a mess. Kyle's just a wreck right now, everybody. Can't make up his mind. You know, he's actually living. This is just the dark horror version of him living his own harem anime. Just all the girls love him. He can't make up his mind, so he just gets drunk and then killed by a Orthodox monk. I think there's a world where that could be an anime. I'm not going to pretend like there's not. Alright, the reality he doesn't want to face. And this can give us some good things. Maybe we get some Bailey and him flashbacks, like just quick bits of like stuff that we've never seen in the story so far, but like flashbacky stuff. So like essentially like a quick relationship. Flashes with relationship flashes with shots of Polly. And they all sort of swirl together. Swirl together in a dizzy haze. There we go. Out of this haze, the traveler appears. It gives us a good opportunity to get a little trippy with the imagery here. We can make this more like looming and brooding. Maybe Kyle sees Kyle in his drunken state. How would you react? You see this sort of like he's eyeless, but you can't tell he's eyeless because you're also like drunk and things are blurry and kind of we're getting a little expressionistic with it. It could just look like he's got deep set eyes. How would you react to that thing just looming over you? Maybe he tries. talk to it. Yeah, it's always a good horror movie trope. Talk to the faceless thing that just stares back at you. Does not respond. Oh, this could be kind of interesting. What if it... What if it reaches out to wipe away the sweat, tears, and slobber off of Kyle's face? We see its hand. Its hand is like sort of gross with like long nail, like withered skin and long nails. Maybe Kyle pushes away from this. And pushes away. Maybe pushes away. Now, like, we don't want him. I don't know if we want him going back into the bar, though. That's the problem. Having him go back, because we're eventually gonna need to get him out. So. I mean, we could be like, he doesn't want to go back in because he's sick, because he's going to keep vomiting. I think he pushes away and stumbles towards the train tracks, maybe muttering that he doesn't want to be like harassed or touched by like a train hopper. Gross train hoppers. Then we get a shot, so it's like he stumbles away from this, like kind of like, whoa, pulls back. You know, and he's drunk, so he's slurring and stumbling over himself. And he just kind of like stumbles away. And maybe we like, you know, it's like the shot is like the hand still held there, kind of drops, jib down with the hand. Held in place, jib down with the falling hand to the feet, where we see the axe head fall. So we get kind of an interesting duality there. You get this moment of like, it almost could be considered tenderness in a way, where it's trying to like, because that's what it's there to do. It's essentially there to like absorb them or try to bring them into a cathartic state. It just has to, you know, that's part of the catharsis, the sort of self-punish. It's very, in a weird way, it's almost Catholic, you know. You know, them silly Catholics. But it's just kind of like, it's very like, you know, through pain, There's like trying to find like a catharsis in that pain or that grace. I wouldn't call. I honestly wouldn't call it grace, but I call it like through pain, essentially. That you'd find heavenly euphoria, which also works for us being analogous to the internet. So the hand held in place. I kind of like that. Like he pushes away and kind of stumbles back out of focus. The hand falls, jib down. Let me see the feet, and the axe head falls. Then we're away. Oh, yeah, and we got to get the thing where, of course, we have our tag at the end where James returns from taking a piss to find Kyle missing. Okay. All right. So that's kind of see. That's kind of interesting because then we get because now see this is already better, at least in this incarnation. It's not, doesn't mean it's good, but it's better because the problem was we didn't have James really involved at all here. He kind of was mostly an ancillary character for most of it until the second act. So now we actually, like, he was there. He's technically the last person to see Kyle alive. Technically. Which puts him in an interesting, like a really interesting position. Okay. So James returns to find Kyle missing, looks around. And we can go off his look. D&D night. We go back to D&D night. Ooh, this is tricky. Now, the most natural, like, cut jump here is him being like, where are you? And then we cut to Kyle stumbling down the side of the train tracks with the Traveler in pursuit, like pursuing him. And then him slowly realizing that this thing is following him. And then you can kind of do the sound of, like, the axe dragged and, like, the axe head being drug in the gravel. But we do technically need to go back to the D&D night, technically, because we're not done there. Or are we? You know. Let's go back to that. Let's see. Leaving, we see the Traveler off in the distance. Oh, no, that's the punk show. Back inside. Yep, so back inside, we've just watched them kind of seeing all the shit going on next door, and they decide to, like, call the cops. So does that mean that we... I'm just going to put this as a question. Do we have the Traveler just looking through the window? Leer from the window. And never actually enter the building. Mainly because then we're having them, because they're going in and out, in and out. And yeah, I mean, there's actually interesting, like, shots that we could do there, interesting things. Because if we want it to seem like, it could theoretically still be a single person moving. So you, like, say you, like, have him drinking at the bar, we move in on him, there's a window outside and it looks in, and then we kind of track along his face as he drinks. We can get some character expression, kind of show the conflict of what's going on internally. And as the camera comes to the side, we can get it at the door. Maybe we do that. You know, so it's kind of implying, it's setting up that it can be in more than one place at once, but we're taking long enough that it could theoretically move. So we're like, are we playing by Halloween, Friday the 13th rules? Or are we doing what we're eventually going to do, where it's just literally a supernatural being that can play with time and space? I'll write that down just because I think that's a cool shot. Actually, it wouldn't be a dolly pan right because we're actually shifting. We're gonna be like going. We're actually gonna be going right. Or yeah, it would be a dolly pan right. Dolly pan right to initially reveal the traveler looking in a window. Pan. It's a dolly pan. And move right. Across Kyle's face. His face. Showing internal dilemma and turmoil. Traveler over is essentially traveler in an OTS is at the main door. There we go. Yeah, that could be kind of fun. It's creepy. It's creepy. It sets a mood. All right. I'm about to be murdered. Tonight is a night of murder and orange. Okay. Okay, actually interesting, because we did talk about needing to bring cops in, and that was a big note. So, maybe we just hard cut from that. We hard cut on... We're going to do some weird time jumps here. We're getting really... We're getting a little... We're playing a little rough with time here. Because we have him go to the bathroom... Cut to this, come back to him getting sick. It's like we could go to Kyle back in the... Oh, buddy. Buddy. He's about to murder us all. Okay. Let's see here. I know, bud. That's tricky. That is really, really tricky. Let's see. Leaving the traveler off. Yes, I agree, Shmoo. It's very tricky. It's tough. Yeah. This is the only bloodshed we're gonna get tonight. He's gonna slit my throat. What's up? Come here. Ugh. How do I solve this problem, bud? How do I solve the time? How do I solve time? What is the problem of time? Just staring off. What are you even looking at? What? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, you'll never tell? Why won't you tell me? What is the mystery of time? Like the mystery of steel. I love him, but he's kind of a dick. In that, like, old wizened monk way where you're just like, you have to go through a whole movie to get the secret answer. And you're like, why didn't you just fucking tell me that? And he's like, because you would not have understood it. He's like the tortoise in Kung Fu Panda. What wisdom lies behind those hollow, empty eyes? The wisdom of food. The wisdom of just being the most food-motivated creature I've ever met. Anyway. Okay. Okay, yeah. How do we do this? There's a way. There's a way to do it. There's definitely a way. We leave. They go out for a smoke. Leaving to see the traveler off in the distance, moving towards the bar. Back inside. So then we cut back inside. So what happens if we cut there? Well, then we have James back inside, and he's like, hey, I'll take a leak. And then we have him lurk, which is fine. Because then we cut back, and he's already getting sick. He's about ready to puke his... This is where it's like, are you getting too fancy directorially? Because now I'm thinking of a oneer that's getting a little fancy, where we're literally watching him just do, like, be way too drunk, and we're like watching someone who's doing the shot that we know is gonna make them, or to the second shot that's gonna make them sick. So do we do that all in a one? Do we essentially bring this part, extend this shot, and do this as a one? I mean, this is where you start getting like, am I just getting too fancy, and is this essentially director masturbation? Where you go in, it's definitely very Carpenter. Just conceptually, the shot is a very Carpenter shot. So we'll go take a leak while Kyle drinks more. The traveler lurks. So leave from the window and not enter the building. So we have a shot. And let's see here. So now let's see what happens. So the shot. Oh no. So the shot functionally is that we see the traveler off in the distance moving towards the house bar. Then we cut. Boom. So we know the traveler's there. The traveler is moving in. Moving in for the kill. Then we cut back to D&D night. We have them sitting at the table. They're not playing the game. They're looking at the cacophony of noises that is coming from next door, and discuss and eventually decide that they're going to call the cops. Hell or high water, what Chris tells them to do. In that, we do a little bit of a time jump. And from that time jump, where we actually have the cops there. The cops are there, and we can introduce our cops, who will recur. Who will kind of do like at least something. They'll need to recur in some way. So, because we're going to establish essentially that cops exist and they're incompetent and way outside of their element. So we can also get some pretty like it's like just the weird like cops just not particularly being the brightest people when it comes to like investigative, or they're just kind of like bored and hate people and hate their jobs. Well, maybe they like their jobs, but they hate people. Like those kind of cops. So we have them. We introduce our cops. And we also comes there, introduce our cops. And we get to see them essentially kind of like brush this off, and Chris, typical thing. Chris give our characters a death glare, pretty much like, oh, you fuckers called the cops on us, didn't you? And I specifically told you not to. So we get that. So now we have a threatening, at least an imposing figure who's threatening. So we do all that. And then Let me go back to Kyle doing his shots. Now. There we go. Okay. Now so I have this set up as like essentially OTS main door. Kyle does one too many, gets sick, he heads for the door and runs outside, pukes. Now we're gonna do this in one shot if we're gonna be our pretentious director selves. Well, we can be masturbatory, but it's not pretentious. It actually has meaning and grammatically it does make sense why you would do it this way. So it's not pretentious. It's not just being fancy for the sake of being fancy. But it is definitely like a director move where directors look at it and they're just like, oh, ooh, you know, because all directors are perverts. So the OTS on the main door. So we've got him on OTS. Kyle asks for another shot. So we've tracked essentially. So we essentially tracked from the door, track to the right. He essentially into an OTS where behind him we see the Traveler, and then guy shows up. We essentially like we have him ask for another shot. He gets it, and we track back center frame. Essentially covering the door. So you're no longer seeing the Traveler. Covering the door. No longer seeing the Traveler. Kyle immediately gets sick. Turns and runs. Turns and runs to the door. But, of course, as you can expect, as he leaves, the door is empty. There is no one there. The Traveler has vanished. Yeah. Essentially, you're just tracking him in one single long shot. It's definitely it's very Carpenter, and it's also a very, like, pretentious horror movie move. But who knows? Maybe it'll work in this case. But you also can essentially not shoot it that way and shoot it a different way. But for whatever reason, it's when you let that stuff flow, it does do a very good job of building tension. It does a very good job. A lot better than just cutting the camera to different angles. You can do it, but... Alright, so he goes out, gets sick, we're back. Okay, so maybe that works. Okay. So I'll flesh this out a little bit more, give us a little bit more there. The cops are there, and we introduce the cops, Chris. Chris, we'll go and do, Chris manages the situation. Essentially gets the cops off his back. Maybe we hint at some smoke. Some smoke coming from above. Maybe the cop says it smells like incense. You guys smoking weed, something dumb like that, There's just a cop more concerned about something else than he should actually be concerned about. We can have our characters watching this from inside. inside once the cops leave, and Chris goes back inside. Tamara and Megan take their leave. Cameron and Bailey see them out. After they leave, Chris is already... So essentially same thing. We'll kind of like have them walk out, do their thing, and then we just dolly pan, reveal Chris standing behind them, smoking a cigarette. Cameron tries to sell it like they didn't call. Must have been someone else. Christ clearly doesn't believe them. You would lie to Chris, but would you lie to Christ? Must have been someone else. Cameron tries to sell it like they didn't call. Must have been someone else. Chris doesn't believe him. And walks back inside. The above window. And we'll just have Cameron go inside. There we go. Oh yeah, forgot to delete that part. Chris doesn't believe him, walks back inside. Cameron goes inside. Bailey looks up and sees the shadow once more in the window. In the smoking window. I don't know why when I typed smoking window right there, it made me think the window was like, you know, was like lit up. It was just the window's just taking a drag, just like, eh. All right. Stupid. All right. All right. So then we don't need to go back to the D&D night. That's done its thing. Because now we're in it. You know, we're in it. So now we want to go to train tracks. And then this is where essentially Kyle stumbles down the train tracks. Kyle stumbles down the I guess it's technically like an access road. Down the access road next to the train tracks. The traveler pursues. Kyle. Let's see, what do we have here? Kyle notices this. I mean, maybe the hard thing is when you have someone this drunk, it's hard not to just, do you want to just get to the kill, or do you actually want to tease it out a little bit more, make it a little bit more tense? Because he's drunk, I'm more inclined that you just, like, drunkenly someone just trying to hide just seems like, you know they're not going to do it. You know they're not going to hide. It's not going to work. You know, there's not a lot of tension there because they're going to be loud. They're drunk. They're stumbling around. But, and this, well, we got to be careful with this too. If I want a train to come by, initially in the script I have it where the train passes right as the traveler starts hacking up Kyle. But I don't, like having the train come by earlier could be kind of interesting because you get like, you know, the passing cars, but you have to be careful with that for budgetary reasons because you're going to have to fake it. There's no way you can shoot that. Even if we were shooting this for like 250 to like 2 million, there's no way. And also you don't want to shoot by trains. This shit's too dangerous. So it's essentially going to have to be a thing that you would need to essentially like composite a train in there, which you can do for like a single shot at the end, like a punch, like a punch line at the end. But having like an actual chase scene as a train is passing by is probably that's too much. That's just going to be too complex to shoot. Or shoot safely, I should say, particularly in the budget range we're talking about. So it's like we could literally just end it here. We literally just have it like he notices, runs even faster, and somehow this thing just appears behind him and starts hacking him to bits. And we could do something interesting too, where it's like, like you see red on, because we're gonna imply later on that it has this sort of like, it emits this red ethereal light, so we can kind of like have him turn, red light on his face. Be like really simple with the way we do it. Just blast red on his face. He looks up horrified, realizing that it's right there, and then we just, as we see the axe come down and start hacking him to bits, the train passes by. In between the slots on the train, you get to see a little bit of gore, but we're not going to be gratuitous. You just see like the axe going and the body kind of falling apart in the breaks in the train. And that's an easy composite to make. It's literally just matting a train going across a background. That's it. Super easy. Could even probably do it with a fake train. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we will just have essentially the traveler pursues. Kyle picks up the pace. We could even, if we wanted to really tease out how much we wanted to let on that this thing is supernatural, we could have him pick up the pace and trip. So he's running. We'll do like cat people, like the original cat people, follow the feet. A la cat people. We just essentially focus on the feet. Because that's kind of a thing you see in horror, but it's essentially another version of it where you see people running and then it cuts back to like Freddy or Mike Myers, and they're just walking at this deliberate pace, and then people are running, walking at the deliberate pace, and they're somehow behind them already just by walking deliberately. All that comes from it's like a different rendition of what they did with the original Cat People, which was where he would actually focus on, because he didn't have a lot of money, so he was just using sound, and he wanted to use, and because it's supposed to be a cat, he wanted to use the sound of people's feet, so he was always shooting their feet to kind of telegraph the more supernatural elements of it that they didn't have the budget for, which was always kind of interesting. So maybe focus on the feet. Focus not on the feet. No, focus on the feet. But we don't want to go like Tarantino with it, where we don't get weird about it. We don't need to be tense. We don't want it to be titillating. Focus on the feet as they move through. Focus on the feet as Kyle tries to run. Okay. What's happening? There we go. Okay, focus on the feet as Kyle tries to run. Maybe shoot the traveler from behind. We don't want to telegraph too much the fact that it doesn't have eyes yet. Behind. Kyle trips and falls, drunken. Drunkenly cursing himself, which is probably what I would do if I was trying to outrun a crazy serial killer and got drank too much. I'd probably be mostly just cursing myself. And the Traveler. Red light. Red light. Grows upon Kyle's face. And maybe, maybe we telegraph a little bit here that it's cursing himself. A hand grabs his head. He looks up in a haze. We could even show the Traveler like in a drunken haze, like drunk goggles. Drunk goggles. View of the Traveler. He starts emitting red light. Red light grows upon Kyle's face. And he... Maybe he lets out Kyle's face, and maybe he lets out a sob or a gasp. But it's ambiguous if it's sad or in relief. And then the train passes in front of camera as the Traveler hacks Kyle to pieces. And that is the sad ending of our buddy Kyle. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right. Poor Kyle. But and I think maybe we just cut to Bailey waking up alone in Kyle and her bed to the sound of the train horn. And that's how we end the act. And that is the end of Act 1. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So that, if we build off that, maybe I can actually start sussing out what a good version of the second act looks like. So maybe what I will do here is essentially just take this, what we just did, and actually write out, at least in like script form, draft form, the first act. So essentially, ideally, this would happen in the first, this would be 25 pages. There's still a lot going on here. It's a little long, but I like to think I'm a little bit detailed. So in terms of beats, hopefully it's not too much. It might still be a little long. There's quite a bit happening. But if we're tight about it, we might be able to get it to move. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe this will be the discovery writing part 2 of the second draft, where I'll go ahead and sit and take this outline that we just did and type up some pages, ideally 25 or so, and then we'll pick this project back up once I finish those pages, and we can start trying to plot out. Probably from here, we'd probably plot out at least all of at least part 2 and part 3 is what I think we would do. Yeah, probably part 2 and part 3 at the very least, if not all the way to the end of the movie. It's mostly just to get a new foundation on a new draft, and then just see if that first act works. If the first act works, and a lot of this seems to pay off, there should be enough there, and probably enough that we can discover in the process of writing it that could make it pay off in the ensuing acts. I think, and make it a little bit cleaner than the first draft. So I think that's might be it for working on this tonight. I think. Where are we at? All right. Well, so from here on out, we might take a quick break and then come back and play some World of Horror, or I can work on the D&D adventure I'm working on. So we will go ahead and leave it up to that. Woo! But we're gonna take a quick break, and I will figure out if we're gonna do World of Horror or if I'll do a little bit of work on the D&D game. All right, be back in a few. right, cool. Okay, we are back. Okay, so I think, particularly because I have to leave super early tomorrow and go on a gig for the whole weekend, we're going to go ahead and take a break from writing here and just bring up some World of Horror, I think. So, we'll go ahead and bring the music down. All right. So, just if you're unfamiliar with World of Horror, it's just a neat little game. It's still in beta, but I like it because it's super Lovecrafty and almost kind of board gamey vibe and has a lot of Junji Ito art. But yeah. So if you're in the mood and want to talk through your stuff or talk about any cool, neat things you've read, watched, listened to, or played, feel free. I think we're just gonna chill and play some games for a bit until I eventually have to go eat food, which I should probably do at some point. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Voila. I'm always so surprised when technology works. Bum, 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 bum. What should we do? Customize or do a quick play? I like the quick play, but the last time I did it, it just kind of like picked the exact same thing, like same character, same thing. So what happens if we customize? Base game, unlockables. Okay. That's probably best, yeah. How do I go back? Can I go back, or did I just mess everything up? I probably did. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. It's just what I get to play with. All right. Okay. Well. All right. Sometimes when I play this game, it just makes me want to watch, like, Pulse or something, like those old 90s, like early, mid-90s, like, Japanese horror films, like the J-horror stuff. Sometimes 80s stuff, too. It's just, it's got a vibe to it that I really enjoy. Like Pulse, you know, ghosts in the internet, that kind of thing. Our doomed town. All right. Let's see. I am Kiri Minami. Could the ghost following her be in any way connected with all the weird events happening in the town? +1 knowledge, -1 strength. Starts with 1 random spell. Alright. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. I guess we can continue with this, or... Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the character selection. I gotcha. Yeah, let's just randomize. Oh, the Eternal Web. I actually don't know if I've gotten this one. Shak Atarasu is once again awakening from its slumber. Blinded by its impossible to satisfy hunger, it has started to tear down the walls of its cocoon prison. Stop it before it devours us all. Old gods rule. You can't escape from combat encounters. Well, I don't think I've actually... Oh, you haven't seen this one either? Yeah. I don't think I have. Which is interesting, but we'll find out. Who knows? Stop it before it devours us all. Backstory, medical history. Interesting. Character exclusive perk. Alright, who am I? What's my name? Discharge summary. Oh, I got +20 experience from it because I apparently I've been to the hospital. That's what that means. I'm glad that I get experience points for like for having gone to the hospital. Like you've already had to deal with some shit, I guess. All right, medical history. Disillusioned with the medical care with the medical care, you know you'll need to pay up. You start with extra experience and bandages, but each damage can cause an injury. Oh, you always play as this character? Okay, yeah, I don't... Does it... No, I'm sure I'll find out. Okay, cool. All right. Let's go. What do we got? 17, yeah, all that stuff. Items. Got bandage. What does bandage give me? You can heal 1 minor injury while keeping this in your inventory. Cool. Spells. I don't have any spells. Status. Allies and perks. I shouldn't have any. Town status is fine. Medical history. Cool. Oof. All right. That's gonna be a brutal one. All right. All right, everybody. Let's head back to my house. Ah. The gremlins. Always gremlins in the mailbox. Let's see. What do we want the outfits to be? Got. All right. Cool. I'm a sailor with glasses. Whoa! I'm a mummy? What? Oh, yes. Don't worry. I will check the cabinet. Okay. I mean, I'm so tempted to just be a mummy. It's kind of on topic. We were talking about mummies earlier. We were talking about Yesaiah's cool mummy characters. So, all right. We'll go mummy. We'll do that. All right. All right. Check the cabinet. What do I got? I got library notes. Book. I gain a random spell, but I lose 2 reason. All right. Well, we'll just put those notes in our back pocket here. Okay. All right. Start a new mystery. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5-minute mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. I'm still curious how it influences unsolved mysteries. I'm assuming it does. I'm just... Outside of just, like, your own stats, I actually don't know if I've figured out the... like what they do. Let's see. A vicious versus of a violent vigil. I think I remember that one. I think I've done that before. Spine-chilling story of school scissors. That's the default intro one. Chilling chronicle of a crimson cape. Eerie episode of... There's always the eels. Horrible history of household hell. I don't know if I've done Household Hell, but I feel like we always need to start with the eels so we can try to get our good friend, Kana. Oh, Kana. Kana be crazy. Hey, Kana, what's up? She smiles faintly because she's a crazy person. All right. Okay. All right. Hello. Yeah, I know. Oh, Kana. And her, like, Doritos, 80s Doritos shirt. And just, oh, she's really into your neighbor. While returning to your home, someone suddenly bumps into you. Did you know? You turn around. It's your friend living in the same apartment complex, Kana. That weird dude is back. You know, the one who studies fish. You shrug, opening the door, like, I don't care, I'm a mummy. Kana follows and immediately enters the kitchen. A while later, she returns with 2 cans of soda. Aren't you curious? What weird fish did he bring this time? She grins. I think you're more curious than I am, Kana. I think you're like really into this. I saw the creepy neighbor carrying some jars inside his apartment. I wonder, what weird fish did he find this time? Will you check it out? He will surely recognize me. Why would he recognize you, Kana? Is it because you've been stalking him? Actually, that's exactly why. 100% why. All right, let's go investigate the apartments. Bitten? What? Putting your hand in that hole was a bad idea. Well, no kidding. Seeing the big spider escape, you hope it wasn't poisonous. Ugh, I have an injury. God damn it. Hopefully it will go away on its own. It won't. It will not. It will fester, and I will die. You two have been bit by the spider? Yeah. All right, let's go to the school. Small cocoon. You wonder what kind of animal. Oh man, this is gonna be spider themed, isn't it? I guess it makes sense given the eldritch god we're fighting. You wonder what kind of animal the spider caught in its web. You scare away the annoyed predator and rip open the cocoon to reveal a human finger. Oh, that's terrible. You know, it could have just found it. It's not like, you know, I got a patina ring. Jewelry, occult. +1 dexterity, -2 to your max stamina. Oof. Well, I guess dexterity is not bad. Okay. The neighbor's office at school was empty. You did find a few jars, all filled with weird eel-like fish. Despite your protests, Kana decides to take one jar home. She's like, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. You're like, why? Why would you? Have you ever seen an eel like this? No. No. It's so freaky. Don't you have a feeling it's watching us? What is wrong with you, Kana? What? Like, she's so into it. All right. Have you ever seen... Yeah, okay. Let's go seaside. Ah, that's right. Hot bath. I think every time I do hot bath, it adds more doom because I end up getting, like, I spend too much time in there. As you prepare a bath, you think about all the possible leads so far. You're very tired, so maybe ice cold water is a good idea. All right, let's do cold. Oh, I got 10 experience. Strength check. Success. Ice cold water revitalizes you, and you're ready for the investigation. All right. Cool. You know, they say cold showers are supposed to amp you up, so... Bad feeling. Despite your best efforts, you feel like the neighborhood is starting to change. Ah, the threat level? Oh, god damn it. Oh, I got the burnt notes, though. Kana was right. Someone tried to burn some papers. They must have been in a hurry because some of the papers look salvageable. You both returned to your apartment and tried to decipher the notes. I guess it's appropriate that I'm wearing like a long sleeve shirt for this game and playing it. Or maybe that I'm just selling it too hard. Ecology. Investigate seaside twice. Alright. Vending machine. Wandering through an empty corridor, you find an old vending machine. You don't recognize the brands of sodas inside, but you really could use a drink. Ooh, how much money do I have? What's my funds? I only have 4? I might want to go to... Okay. The taste seems a little odd, but you enjoy the drink anyway. Is that all it does? That's what I get for being... That's what I get for being an expensive bitch. Kana, there must be something more we can learn. I'll try to break into his apartment tomorrow morning. I wonder what he's hiding in there. Kana, maybe don't break into the creepy guy's apartment by yourself. I like how your response is just, whatever. You do you, Kana. You just wish you could throw the damn jar in the trash. Yeah, I get that. Ice up! Suddenly, the air around you begins to whirl. A supernatural wave of freezing wind is approaching. I don't have our... Oh, we'll just brace against it. I'm strong, because I'm a mummy. The sudden blizzard disappears as fast as it began. You leave the beach quickly. +5 experience. Thinking about how stupid it is of Kana to try to break into your neighbor's apartment, you go to sleep. I love that that's what you go to sleep to instead of I should stop her, I should go help her. No, you're just like, she's dumb, and then go to bed. Aw, another small cocoon. I found another finger. Come on now. You spiders are getting repetitive. What does that burnt notes get me? Yeah, no. Kana has been missing since yesterday. You decided to check out the neighbor's apartment. Yeah, of course she's missing. She keeps breaking into the creepy guy's apartment. What do you think's gonna happen? Oh, yep. See, look at all the weird eels. You cautiously enter your neighbor's kitchen. You are shocked to see countless jars filled with eels, flailing around restlessly. Where the hell is Kana? I don't want to go to the bathroom. We'll go to the bedroom. Kana, something's wrong with your eye. I found the neighbor, but when his eye burst, I slipped on the blood and lost consciousness. I'm afraid there's something in my own eye now, too. We must puncture it now. Well, that's what we always have to do. Ah! 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 Get it. Oh, God. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Oof. You rush to the hospital with Kana, getting a lot of attention from horrified people. Your friend is taken immediately to the operating theater, and you collapse on a chair in the waiting area, and I fall asleep. I wake up to her seeming way too cheery about the whole situation. Wake up, dude. You've been sleeping for over 3 hours. You groggily open your eyes to see your friend. Kana is wearing an eye patch. Not so pretty anymore, hey? I couldn't exactly tell the doctors the truth about what happened, and I'm pretty sure I won't be winking with my left eye anytime soon. But thank you for saving my life. That's okay, I'm a mummy, so, it's fine. Alright. We did it. Uh-oh. Oh, we're cut off now. We're cut off from the outside world, everybody. Okay, let's head back to the house. Ooh. All right. Let's see. Back in my home. All right, let's see. Well, I didn't get the bottle. At least at this time, I'm pretty sure I can take a bath. What's my stats? Reason. I think cold. Yes, it's cold. Yeah, let's beef ourselves back up a little bit. Of course I get an affected wound. Okay. How am I infected? I'm a mummy. Oh, creepy dude's out there. Let's watch TV. Oh, yep, no signal from the outside world. We're definitely doomed. The spiders don't care. The spiders don't care. Let us see. Alright, so, well, we solved the eels. Chilling Chronicle of a Crimson Cape. Alright. Yeah, I think I remember this one. I think that, you received an official-looking letter. What does a law firm for... Actually, maybe I haven't. I think this sounds familiar. What does a law firm from Tokyo want from you? We regret to... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I remember this one. We regret to inform you of the passing of our client and your grand uncle. His funeral will be preceded by an overnight vigil as per the client's request. There's an address and the list of people expected to arrive. You don't recognize any of the names. Intrigued, you decide to check it out yourself. What's the worst thing that could happen? Oh, madness, horror, body mutilation. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of things that could happen. Let's see if I can use that item. Since I apparently have a... Burnt... No, oh yeah, let's see if I can use that band. Oh. Oh, I can't. I can't use it. Oh, okay. It's in my inventory. I guess doesn't help with the spider bite. Yeah, yes. This is the one that has that ritual where you have to, like... I think you have to learn, like, the claps, when to do the claps and all that. Like in the body. I think the body vanishes and you have to meet all the weird people. Following the directions from the letter, you slowly fight your way through the overgrown forest path. The old mansion looks like it was torn down and rebuilt many times, but where is everybody? Explore the mansion. Yeah, I think I've done this one more than once, if I remember. Oh, dark forces scheme against you. You don't know who you can trust anymore, Kana. Kana. Well, now we're cursed. It takes you some time, but finally, you manage to find someone. Is that another guest? You should ask them what's going on in here. Yes, this looks like a happily married couple for sure. A pair is standing next to a window. The man is muttering something to himself while his wife is observing you with her unnaturally bulgy eyes. The body is laid in the master bedroom. You should pay him your respects. 9 p.m., 8 hours until dawn. Okay. Alright, I'm here. Let's explore the mansion. Petty thief. Oh, for a second I was gonna be like, butt shot, I think. While you walk through the crowded space, someone bumps into you and quickly apologizes. Realize what's happening. Ah! I lost money. I'm broke now. They stole all my cash. Pressing a handkerchief to your nose, you enter the dark room. There's no way they allowed your grand uncle to just lie here. What was the correct bow and clap order? Maybe other guests will know. Uh-huh. You are here. Dilapidated corridor. Let's go to the corridor. As you return to the corridor, you notice another family member has arrived. You noticed all the guests are studying small cards. You should ask them about it. Who are you? Oh yeah, this guy looks completely... He does not look unhinged at all. A muscular man is eyeing you as you take a step towards him. You can't help but notice a deep scar going across his cheek. This pamphlet? Take mine. I don't plan on following it anyway. Okay. You know, that seems a little rude, but sure, I guess. If you feel like you shouldn't follow the pamphlet that everyone's telling you to do. I don't know, maybe that guy knows what's up. He knows it's a hole. It's a problem. Oh, no. The whole building begins to shake as you enter the room. Suddenly, a stone pillar bursts through the floor where you stood just seconds ago. Noticing the arcane symbols painted on the stone, you take a step closer. Knowledge check success! You recognize some of the symbols from a stone tablet you saw at the museum. What's the connection? What is the connection? Indeed. Spiders? Arcane symbols? My uncle? Or I think great uncle. My dead great uncle? All family members are cautiously eye the smelly dishes placed on the table in the corner of the room. The guests seem strangely uninterested in this vigil. You should explore more and learn what you can. Check out the supper. Oh no! Well, I got sick. I didn't think check out meant eat. I'm not gonna. Oh well, whatever. The smell is nauseous. Oh, it's just the smell of it apparently. All right, that's not good. Let's see. Storage room. Where do I have the pamphlet? Didn't they give me the pamphlet? I think they gave me the pamphlet. Let's see. Yeah. Did it go to my storage? Might have gone to my store. Hopefully it didn't. Yeah. I have library notes. I have the ring. I have the burnt notes. Okay. The burnt notes don't. Yeah, which poses a problem if that's the case. If that happened, that could be real bad. And I don't think I can access my storage here. Yep. And I definitely don't remember. Here, let's see if we can use the... Yeah, see, it's great. Oh, I can put items in my storage. Can I retrieve items from my storage? Is that possible? Is that a possibility? Huh. Okay, well. Let's explore the mansion a little bit more. I think you have to do it at midnight. I'm pretty sure. The round window of the crooked manor tower is calling you. You feel your strength drain away as you stare into the bright light. Oh, it's the lighthouse. Oh man, Willem Dafoe is up there. Let's get lost in the light. Do we want to get lost in the light? Let's see what happens. Oh. Ooh, it made me more sane somehow. The blinding light is growing larger and larger. To your shock, you can feel the ground under your feet. You prepare yourself for whatever is coming. Yeah, see, I am far, far better than Robert Pattinson was. Lost in time and space, you drift in... Uh-oh. Until something pulls you towards the light. Uh-oh, what? Whoa, what? Boreal expanse, that's not good. The temperature abruptly drops and you shudder in the icy cold. You find yourself in the middle of a snowy wasteland. A sudden gust flings you to your knees. You inhale deeply, feeling your chest tighten and ache. Your fingers and ears are already numb and freezing. You have to move. Could do the icy coast. Could move towards the pyramid. I could just give up. I could literally just give up and die. I like that that's an option. You're just like, nope. You just fall to your knees. Let's go to the pyramid. Strength check. I'm branded? Oof, I lost some reason. The frozen god corpses standing on eternal god duty find you worthy. The usurper king kindly decides to share his forbidden knowledge with you. Oh, man. I mean, that's pretty... Oh, but I got frostbite. That's a... Oh, -2 strength? Oof. and branded. Chance of raising doom. Chance of raising doom each investigation. Oh, that's oof. All right. It's midnight. You should go and pray. Well, we haven't done the thing, so fantastic. So, all right, everybody. The body. It's missing. Study. It seems that someone has already removed all the furniture from this room. The overgrown plant is casting an unsettling shadow. Oh, man. All right. Well, dilapidated corridor. Where is everybody? I actually don't know what happens here. You were startled when you discovered that headless body. You were horrified when you saw its head hanging in the middle of the room laughing. Oh, no. Yep, here we go. Animated head. Here we go, everybody. Buckle up. Oh, I could just try to clap this thing to death. That might be kind of fun. It's combat original. Clap, clap, bow. Clap, bow. It said 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who knows what's about to happen? Hold on, sorry. I'm going to order food very, very quickly. Okay. All right. I don't think... Wait. Nothing happens. You think you got 2 ritual moves right. Oh, no. This is going to take forever. This will actually take forever to figure out. I might just have to fight this thing. We'll just try and kick it a bunch. It's going to make me insane. Ooh, we made it. What did I get? Black hair. I found an item. And, oh, I gained a new level. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was gonna say nice until this happened. Yes. 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 Things are just going from bad to worse. Oh. All right. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're just gonna have to mummy kick them to death. We did it. Oh no. This is going poorly. I am badly bleeding. Oof. Alright, we bandaged that one. Okay. Corridors twist and turn, trapping you in this mansion. You think you can hear the other guests somewhere, but should you risk getting lost yourself? Study, master bedroom. What's happening as I go to the storage room? Whoa! There's a giant face! It's only per... Yeah, that's true, yeah. Okay, so there's just a face saying kill them. That's not... Check the wardrobe. Oh, I got a meat cleaver. Ooh, interesting. Oh, I am down for the meat cleaver. Okay. Go back to the master bedroom. Body's missing. Corridors. Storage room. Study. Alright, we gotta keep exploring the mansion. Seamstress story. There's a local legend about a heartbroken seamstress. On stormy night, she broke into the local inn and stitched the unsuspecting guests together. Her final gruesome artwork. But that's just a legend, right? Ooh. Ooh, let's check out the sewing... Ah! No. Perception check. Success. On the sewing machine, you spot a storage engraving. When you get closer to investigate, your mind is flooded with forbidden knowledge. You leave the room quickly, but I got a spell. I was kind of hoping I'd get the sewing needle there, to be honest. You stumble upon Surumura, furiously scratching his scar. With each motion, he gets a little deeper. With each motion, more blood appears. With each motion, he takes a step towards you. Oh, I have definitely not gotten this ending. The itching won't stop. That is a gruesome picture. I love it. Oh, the double eye. It's fantastic. Combat moves. Okay. Well, we've got a meat cleaver, so we should be good. I can't... Oh, no. If I get rid of this, can I strong attack twice? Oh, I can, but I might miss. Oh. Bam. Okay. As the vigil is nearing its end, the whole mansion shakes more and more until the walls start to collapse, revealing the shocking truth about your whereabouts. Oh no, am I in like... Oh no! Oh, this is bad. Walls of the corridor collapse, revealing an alien landscape. You can taste blood in your mouth as the slimy appendages slowly get closer. A voice in your head tells you what to do. What voice? Sacrifice the guest? Oh, that's myself, isn't it? I'm the guest. An unseen force leads your hands. You reach for the knife to stab a surprise guest. Oh no, I'm like murdering people. You just straight up murder somebody. The price is paid. A voice booms in your head as everything gets dark. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the wet grass, the old mansion nowhere to be seen. Standing next to you is a naked, bloated old man. You recognize a tattoo on the man's toe. It's your deceased grand uncle. With a coarse voice, he explains the ritual. You try to keep up with him, but you're weak and your head spins. The death toll must remain the same. 2 die and 2 survive. You feel like vomiting as the old man who has cheated death disappears behind the trees. Everything gets dark. Oh, that's like... Oh, man. That's like, The case of Charles Dexter Ward, where it's just like, oh, you suddenly realize you're just being used by your decrepit lich of an ancestor who's just like, no, nope, this is how this works. All right. Okay. Let's see. The old gods stir. Exactly. Yep. This is why you never trust boomers, guys. Boomers are always trying to pull this stuff. They're just gonna wrap you into some weird ritual shit, make you kill some poor person, and then suddenly you realize that they just made them young again and they get to live forever. You know. Boomers. There's something wrong with tap water. It is black and oh man, I can't do my bath now. Oh man. Oof. It's actually kind of brutal. Someone stop putting gremlins in my mailbox. Back in your home, you think of your next move. You are not currently investigating any weird mystery. Recent newspaper clippings and notes collected in the next room should point you in the right direction. Alright then. Here we go. Alright, well, it's not gonna help me at all. I can't go bathe. There's nothing on TV because the world's ending. What is this? Light switch. Ah, man, I can't even control my lights now. Alright. Alright, where are we at? Okay, so let's try... We've done... Crimson Cape. I think I may have done, but I don't know if I've done Horrible History of Household Hell. So let's try that one. Because if food's gonna get here, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on. Ugh, I'd rather do a new one. Horrible History of Household Hell. There are many old mansions around this town. 000 Manor is one of them. Supposedly haunted by the family of four, who disappeared without a trace one summer. But is it the only tragic event that took place there? Investigate this mystery. Friends you've talked with are not sure where the mansion itself is located. You have to find the right mansion, or the mansion first. A trip to the library may shed some light. All right. Let's head to the library, everybody. I think I'm like almost insane too. Yeah, well, my reason is a little. Was it discipline? Regain one. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. Dead man's float. The pool is empty at this hour. It's dark, but you could swear something suddenly moved under the surface of the water. Step closer. Check out the lockers. Turn on the lights. Ooh. Let's check out the lockers. Oh, I got money back. That's where the person who robbed me earlier stuffed my cash. Glad I caught up with them. Alright. Investigate the school. Go downtown. The building was supposed to be somewhere near the cliffs. You copy the mansion's photo from the newspaper and prepare to leave. Alarmed by the sound of glass breaking, you discover the corpse of a policeman lying in a pool of blood. It looks like someone or something tore out his throat. Oh, jeez. Oh, I can just steal his gun? I'm taking the gun. He won't be needing it for sure, but you still feel bad about stealing from a corpse. Oh, -3 reason? Jesus Christ. Well, luckily, I leveled, so I can at least pump a little bit back into my reason. Let's do some knowledge. Well, I can't rest at home. Yeah, alright, we'll do that. Comparing different mansions, with the sketch you finally find the one. There's only one problem. You will need a strong rope to enter the mansion through the high window. Let's do it. You can't shake the feeling that those small dock buildings hide some terrible secrets. Ooh, that's a creepy picture. Dig that. Resolve this event. Although the doom counter is going up. It's not too bad, though. Doom-wise, we're okay. You make it through the window. This is the abandoned mansion your friends have talked about. Let's explore it. In we go to the creepy building. There we shall find death. Following a suspicious person, you enter an old rundown mansion room. It stinks like spoiled milk and has only 2 doors, one of which you came through. You can't see the strange man anywhere. Search the room. There's nothing really important here, but you think you might be able to use the one item you do find. Oh, what did I get? Oh, it probably went to the... Let's put that in storage. You heard a weird noise coming from the locked study. You must find a key. Oh, okay. Interesting. Click the mansion's room to explore it. Okay. Start at the top right. A sudden growl coming from behind a corner makes you stop. Oh. Rumu ghost. Oh, man. All right, well... Fill the combat sequence with combat moves. Okay. Well, don't I have a police revolver, don't I? Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, can I not use the police revolver? It's in slot A. Huh. Oh, is it because it's a ghost? Do I need to... Maybe it's because it's a ghost? Oh, sever their ties. Okay. Oh, I can... Okay, that's what I do. Oh. Uh-oh. Only does 3 damage. Oof. Oh, cut artery? Ugh. Oh, man. She messed me up. Oh, man. Maybe I should use the meat cleaver. I don't know if I can... Oof. Although I don't know if it would work either. I think it's because it's a ghost. Ow. Oof. I am all kinds of messed up. This must be the place where the key is. Is it? I don't know if it is, man. I'm pretty sure we're... Oh, cadaver theater. That's pleasant. Oh no. Corpses are strung up on wire like macabre marionettes with painted smiles and rosy cheeks. I'm going insane! Oh, this could be bad. This must be it. This must be it! Vital clue! The investigation is taking a toll on you. You start to miss the most obvious... Oh no, +4 doom. Oh no. Alright, let's go back up here. Investigating the mana. Twisted reflection. In the mirror, you catch a glimpse of something that shouldn't be... Oh, man, just cranking up the Doom. We were doing really well on Doom here, and now we're almost at 30%. The study room. You aren't sure what to expect. The sturdy door to the study opens with a creak. The dark, dusty room is empty, but something feels wrong. A faint draft, perhaps. You move the rotten carpet aside to reveal a secret passageway cut directly into the cliff rock. Make your way down. Underground chamber. Following a strange song, you discover a hidden passage that leads you to an underground chamber connected to the sea. Uh-oh, it's Dagon. You can't find the source of the sounds, but then it hits you. The acoustics of this place make the waves sound like the most beautiful serenade? Yeah. That right? I think that's how you serenade. Mesmerized, you step closer to the stone altar at the end of the room. Explore some more or step closer. Ooh, I'm pretty sure we need an item, don't we? Cavern depths. You try to explore the dark side corridors, but it's too dark. If only you had a light source. Ah. Well. Oh, that's just how it ends? Uh-oh. I don't see anything. I see nothing but darkness. Unholy chants coming from the caves connected with the mansion must have driven the family insane. With no connection to the outside world, they fed on what they had themselves. However, this doesn't explain the fresh corpses and wet tracks around the altar. Yeah. Yep. We got sea people. Yep. We got the deep ones. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I think you need it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ugh, man. Yes, yes! Gremlin key. Alright, where are we at? We got, scissors. Let's do Crimson Cape. A new game is spreading among your friends. A dare to stay in the unused school restroom after classes. A dare to meet Akamanto. What was originally a harmless fun has turned deadly. The body of a boy was found last week. Ooh. What's the thing that you say? Is it Bloody Mary? Is that what you say in the mirror 3 times when you're a kid? I can't remember. Something like that. Yeah, it was Bloody Mary. Okay. You enter the school bathroom to wash your face with cold water. A sudden noise behind you stops you in your tracks. One of the stall doors is opened on its own. Oh, we need the holy candle. Close the door. You walk to the door and try to close it, but something has blocked it. You look up. You see the ghastly pale hand holding the door. Oh no, I gotta fight a ghost? You back off from the toilet as the door slowly opens. A girl in a tattered uniform is standing there. Her head twists unnaturally as she makes a roaring, rattling noise. The door behind you slams shut. Oof. Oh, that's a creepy face. Oh, boy. Let's sever. It only deals 3 damage. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this could be bad. Oh, man. Uh-oh. How many? We are not gonna make it, so let's see if we can. Let's get a reason back. Lose the spell. Gain a reason. Oof. Well, at least we can. Corpse dust. I think that actually is useful. Yeah, occult. +2 experience. Okay. Let's use that. You reported it to your principal, who promises he will take care of it, which I'm sure he will, because, they're trustworthy. With your friends safe for now, you should look into the legend. Maybe records in the city's library make mention of Akamanto. A sudden growl coming from behind a corner makes you stop. Oh no, a ghoul! A ghoulish ghoul. At least she does stamina. At least it's stamina, not like, Wait, how much does a meat cleaver do? Oh, I guess it's the same. Okay. We're gonna come out of this very, very, very messed up. Yeesh. Got it. Well, we might be able to make it. We might level. All of the missing girls were apparently members of the school swimming team. Maybe someone saw the kidnapper stalking them. Checking out school's pool area would be a good idea. Stubborn receptionist. Do you really need that? Getting access to the student database would certainly speed up your investigation, but the receptionist would never allow it. If only there's a way to make her go away for a while. That's right. Anytime I talk to anybody, it makes them go away. Success! Unannounced inspection, she has? Thank you for telling me. While the receptionist is busy updating some boring papers, you copy some names and addresses the database. We leveled. My god, we can bring our reason back. Reason. Might need some luck here. Outdoorsman. Oh, yeah. One of the articles mentions a young doctor who performed life-saving surgery on a victim of a brutal assault. The assault happened in a toilet stall. Maybe he still works at the hospital and can share some information. Sunset break. You meet with your friend who has recently started her nurse practice. You lazily chat on the roof of the hospital watching the sunset. Well, that sounds nice. Now would be the perfect opportunity to ask about recent unearthly events. Don't ruin the calm moment. I mean, I'm a mummy. Come on. Oh, no. It took reason. God damn it. You must leave this place. Her stories about missing patients, mysterious surgeries, and a strange infection are helpful, but they kill the mood. You learn that the doctor suddenly left the hospital. Oh, yeah, all right. Left the hospital after the latest murder, taking all of the records with him. Why would he do that? That's not the only bad news. Your friend didn't come to school today, and another body has supposedly been found. Oh no, my bestie. It's all right. I got Kana with me. Non-Euclidean 101. Impossible angles and seemingly moving lines make your head spin. Oh, I need the Akumi ally. Stare in disbelief. One reason. I've lost almost all the reason I gained back from that level. Ah, well. The principal has ordered the school to be closed down for investigation. Man in the room. Gather gossip about the current mystery. Oh, I have to go to the library. Exhausted. Oh, no. The investigation is starting to take a toll on your health. You feel like you're about to fall asleep standing up. How do you address your weakened state? Oh. Buy a coffee. There we go. I've got funds. You break the window and get inside the school unnoticed. The cursed toilet is located on the 3rd floor. Get over there! Get to that toilet! Get to the toilet! You carefully enter the biology classroom. The room seemed empty at first until you switched the lights on. You gasp in horror. Lying in a pool of blood is one of the teachers with a fruit knife in her hand. There's a jar from formaldehyde on the nearest table. Mesmerized by a spiral pattern on the sea creature's skin, you step over the dead body and come closer. And then the voices start. Oh no. Oof. Oh no. That does reason damage? Oof. Alright. Hello, you love it? I mean, it is pretty great. It's a freaky, freaky looking thing. All right, I think we can do this. I think we got this. I have one reason, man. one reason. Like, I have. Oh man, lump of flesh. Oh wow, medicine, Eldritch, +5 stamina. That's nice. I guess we can use it. That's not gonna help us that much. There's no turning back now. You step into the last stall and close the door behind you. Investigate the cursed toilet. Legend alive. You wait in the stall, trying to be as quiet as possible. Suddenly, squish, squish. The sound of rubber boots and an unknown liquid dripping on the tiles. Squish, squeak. You can see the top of his head. He's taller than any man you've ever seen. Squish, squeak. The door slowly opens. Red cape. Uh-oh. A masked man dressed in a red coat, clearly too tall for the ceiling, emerges from outside. Tell me. His voice sounds like a faulty radio. Would you like red paper or blue paper? Let's do red paper. Oh, I had a feeling that red might be stamina, and I did not want to deal with that. Red man in the red coat takes out a butcher's knife and stabs you in the stomach. It's just bleh. Blood splatters on the wall. Oof. You hear a quick coming from the doors. You're locked in here with this crazy man. Oh no, I've got to fight him. Oh, God. Oh, we're gonna die. Yeah, there's no way. We're dead, everybody. We're gonna do it our best. Oh. -1 in both. Akamanto is mean. Oof. Oh, wait. Are we still going? I thought... Oh, man. All right, we're just going to go completely insane. Oh, there we go. The encounter was the final straw. Your mind has snapped and you've been locked up in an asylum. It would be comforting to accept that you were insane, that no old god was awakening to devour humanity. Why is this place so aggressive? Yeah, right? But the drugs haven't made the horrors disappear. Oof. Well, we almost made it. We almost made it. Ugh. All right, everybody. I think that's going to be a wrap tonight. Ugh. I've got to go do a job in San Diego, so we'll see if I'm feeling good enough to come back and stream on Tuesday. But anyway, go ahead and close this. Wow. Well, anyway, for everybody who was there, thanks for coming and hanging out today, and see you hopefully on Tuesday or Wednesday, where we will I'll try to have that first act typed out, and we'll keep banging it out and try to actually finish the outline for the whole thing. All right, everybody have a wonderful night. I will see you all later. Take care and happy writing.